Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is Santerre. This is a new mod map by AGModding. It's 161.46 megabytes to download. This is the same modder that bought us La Petite Somme a little while ago, and it's along the same veins as that map. Fairly small, only two main sell points. We do have a sell point for milk, and we do have one for bales as well. What do we start with on New Farmer? Well, we start with field 30, field 17, the main farm area. We do have a cow barn, and we have a chicken coop. We have a sleep trigger, silo, and line point, as well as a fuel point. Like I say, it's not very big at all. Field prices, I think the cheapest I could find was field 23 at 35,028, and then we've got some fairly large ones like field 1 there for 654,000. So they kind of go up from small right through medium up to some large field sizes. There are some anomalies on this map. It's an interesting one. On New Farmer, it will use 420 out of 1299 slots. Fairly small. It's a small map. You would expect that. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, that's exactly the same. 420 out of 1299. You can get that down to 330 if you sell off all the machinery. So everything you get, if you sell it all off, you can get that right down. Speaking of which, what do we actually start with? Well, you start with a Valtra N134, a Puma 185 CVX, a Massey Ferguson Activa 7347, the Transpace 800 Joskin trailer, header for the harvester. We've got a plough, cultivator, seeder, the Metris, a herbicide and fertilizer sprayer, and a header trailer. That's it. Are there contracts available on this map? Yes, there are. Are there any custom crops? No. Are there any mods? Yes, kind of. It's an odd one. If we go across, again, I don't know, it's weird. Under every category, there's nothing additional. Now we start with the sleep trigger, but weirdly it's not a house, and we'll see that in a minute. Under animal pens, we have one. And that says large cow pasture. It will hold 200, and that says mod. But the cow pasture that we start with, you can't sell. You don't own it, and you actually start with it and the chicken coop on all three modes. So New Farmer, Farm Manager, Start from Scratch. In each one of the three, you have the cows and the chickens, and you are able to buy and put stuff into them. So those aren't removable. The map is fairly flat, so setting up and placing stuff around the map shouldn't be too difficult. And that's the feel I get from this map, is this is a kind of starts you off with the basics, but the ability to build it yourself. It does say in the mods hub future updates will be available to improve the map and the way of playing. But there's a couple of other things that we'll need to talk about as we go around and look at the sell points. So our line point is just over here. North is that direction. Not that that's particularly relevant, but it is. So line point is just here. Our machinery is dotted around all over the place. So we've got our sprayer, the Valtra there, the harvester. Over here we have got a tool workshop. And then we've got our silo just here. Actually, that's what I was going to do. I meant to do it when I was looking over the map, and I completely forgot, so I will do it now. It's not going to take very long to go around the map to do the tour. It's, like I say, it's not a very big map. It's nicely detailed. It has a lovely feel. Le Santerre is located in the Picardy region of France, which is northern France, and the other one, La Petite Somme, was also obviously Somme, northern France. I'm just curious. As far as I know, the silo is just regular crop types, but it does hurt to check. So as I say, we do start with some things in there. It's 100,000 litre capacity, regular crop types, nothing additional, but you can always add multi-fruit extensions or build your own silos somewhere else if you wanted to. We're going to take the voucher with us and come out of the yard. The farm straddles a little lane. I wouldn't say it's a main road, but a little lane here, and we come across to the other side. This is our cow barn. Now this is the interesting bit. It's a bit strange. The milk collection point is just here for your cows, but your sleep trigger is right here on the corner of this building. It's not a house, there's nothing visible, but it's right there. So on New Farmer you have a sleep trigger. When you come onto this on Farm Manager and start from scratch, there's no sleep trigger, which actually can work to your benefit, because with all the placeable sleep triggers that are available, it does mean you can place it wherever you want on the map, set your farmhouse up wherever you want, and you shouldn't have any issues. But that's where the sleep trigger is if you come onto New Farmer, right there on the corner. Our slurry point is just here. Some more machinery around the back, tucked away into the building here. 2 bunker silos just there. It does say custom lighting, and it's not too bad. It's obviously a little bit different to normal, I guess, if it says custom. Our buy, sell, load or unload for our cows is just here. The cows will hold 200. If we jump the fence, we've got a water trough just here. Then inside along this bit here, we've got our feed trough and we've got our straw for bedding, and they're kind of overlapped. There seems to be hazard markings all over the place, but this is where your feed and your straw bedding all go in for the cows. Our manure point is just here, and then if we come back across here around the other side, up round past the bunker silos, we've got another building, water point, some more machinery tucked away, and then here is where our chickens are, and these kind of free range all around on this kind of surface here. This is our buy and sell point for our chickens. Feed trough is just inside there, and egg boxes spawn there. Any other animals you'd have to add on here yourself. Like I say, there aren't any other animals on here. We'll go back to the voucher and we'll whiz round, and like I say, it won't take too long. But I'm assuming, generally speaking, most maps that get released within a very short space of time often get updates, because as I've said before, the more people that play on them, the more people find problems and niggles and little things that the map maker didn't necessarily notice or find, or in the conversion over from PC to console, things crop up. It just happens. So as we leave the farm area here, we're going to head north. That road there off to the right goes off to a dead end but out by the fields, but we're going to head up here to the first of the 2 main sell points, which I refer to main as it takes most of the crop types. They're on the map as, I think it's Unial or O'Neill, I'm never quite sure how to say it. I did put it into the translator and nothing came up. So here's the first of them. It does have a lot of similarities and a bit of a feel of La Petite Somme, but different enough that you can tell it's a different map. So that's the first one just there. Now we're going to head back down the map. You may have noticed... Oh, that was what I was going to check. I just realised what the other thing was I didn't check, but looking down my list. Now you may have noticed when we looked at the map, there's no biogas plant. So you may have to place a biogas plant, and again there are loads of modded ones of those available. There is some forestry available on this map, but there's also no sawmill. Again, there are placeable sawmills and various different sell points and things that you can actually do for that, which is fine. Oh, chickens, did I say how many chickens hold? 400 chickens the chickens will hold. There's no spinnery either, so if you wanted to do, well, if you do sheep and you've got wool, there's no spinnery, so it'd be a case of looking around for a sell point that will take wool and cotton if you want to do those on the map. That's a little bit, I'm not sure there are as many, I'm trying to think of any spinnery mods we've had on console. There might be some sell points. I know the edge ones take pretty much everything, so you may have to go down that route. And I know the self-marketing mod and the new ones by Omatana, do they take wool? I can't remember now. but there are a few about, so we're going to carry on heading this way. The other strange thing being as well, you start with chickens, there's no egg sell point either. Like I say, I'm assuming that will get rectified, and what I mean by that is when we scroll across here at the sell points, when we get across to our cotton and our eggs and our wool, not any of the 4 sell points give a price, so it doesn't look like anything takes them. Also nothing for wood chips because there's no sawmill. So yeah, I mean, either they do take them and there's just no price on there, or like I say, you're going to have to put a placeable down. So heading into the middle of the map, and like I say, this is not going to take long at all. We've got the main road that runs through from northwest to southeast, which we're coming up on now. This is the second of the main sell points. The store and commerce, the Bastio, is it Bastio I think it is, which is the Bales sell point. Now these aren't, again, some of the sell points on here aren't very clearly marked. So our store is just here, class dealership. The commerce de Bastio is that one there. If we tag it, that's just there. So that's your Bales sell point. Our store point is just there, and our sell, repair, customise point is just here. Just across here is the second of the main sell points. This is the second Unial or Unil sell point, which, as you can see, we've come from the main farm. We went up, we came back down and through. We're now down at here. So shop, commerce de Bastio, and the Unial sell point just there. And then we're going to head round to the laiterie and the livestock market animal dealership. We do have a river that runs across and some more forestry, but I say, I'm assuming it's been done on purpose. It's that kind of, like I say, there's a map here that you can play on. You've got tools and equipment, you can do your crops and things like that, but it's flat enough that you've got options. There's enough on here to give you some choices. Now, this is another one of the, like I said, idiosyncrasies. There are problems, and another reason why I think there are going to be updates is here, and as we get a little bit further along, you will find the fencing again either hasn't been placed properly, or in the conversion over from PC to console, something's gone horribly wrong here with the fencing. It's a nice little map. It's picturesque. It's, like I say, it's got a lot of promise and potential, but there are issues, there are problems with it. As you see here, we've got fencing out across the road, which the traffic goes through, but you can't, which also then goes across the road here. Now whether that was done during the occupation to confuse the Germans, I'm not too sure, but it's there now. But this road here leads up to a farm area which has been left blank intentionally for you to set up your own farm if you wish to. So we've got a nice placeable area here for a farm if you want one. And then from here it's back out onto the main road, then round to the laiterie and the animal dealer. Yeah, it's little things like that. It's really frustrating because, like I say, it does have a nice feel to it. Don't know why I went round there. No real concept of why. I just did. So we're now coming up on the high point of the map. There you go. That's the hill. And again, as we come into this little built-up area here, they're not clearly marked, but again, if you go into the menu, you can put on the sort of trigger thing that shows you where the sell points are. So, as we come in here, Laterie, the milk sell point, is just here. Tag place, there you go. And our livestock market animal dealer is just here. So for buying, selling, loading or unloading, you can do it from here. That's the map. Let's say we started the main farm, went around that, up to the first sell point, down to the next ones, back around to the placeable point, up around to the animal dealer and laterie. We're going back to the main road and then head back around to the farm. And that's it. You can't actually buy the outside. The periphery of the map is not purchasable. Forests aren't too expensive either, but like I say, you'd have to place a sawmill. But it kind of, if it gets an update, and I hope it does, because La Petite Somme had a few issues too, and I don't think they ever got an update that I recall. But it has got a lot of potential for being a kind of start your own farm, start your own map, build it how you want to kind of vibe to it. But I don't know, take from it what you will. This is the new mod map by AGModding, La Santerre. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.